KO in the first match, but back for second match action tonight. Mrkanovic, the KO artist, against Dusty Miller.
Miami Force's Armin Mrkanovic. Brains, speed, and strength are what Armin brings to the combat zone.
I'm a rock. My hands are rocks, my feet are rocks, my chin is a rock.
Houston Enforcer's Dusty Miller uses his agility, strength, and speed in the combat zone. There's no need for Dusty to talk smack because
I just get the job done.
So for Miami, there's Mrkanovic, and this guy comes in with 2 KOs in a row into this final against Dusty Miller. So he's probably got a little energy on his side.
Dusty Miller coming in with a 3-inch height advantage over Mrkanovic.
Look at these guys early on.
Throwing down.
These guys are throwing leather. Miller driving Mrkanovic back onto the apron of the ring. Referee just warning Mrkanovic to stay there. He's got to circle out. He cannot back up or he'll lose points for his team.
Miller driving him out again. And here comes a yellow card. Doc Hamilton reaching for it.
There you go, same thing again. Backing up like that, you're going to get penalized.
And actually, both teams get penalized. Both guys were fighting in the red, so a point each.
Well, there's Mrkanovic's attempt at a kick on the downed opponent. Not allowed in the WCL rules. Doc Hamilton calling him on that.
You know, Dusty is fighting a sound fight. He knows how he's got to fight Mrkanovic, and that's to back him up. Mrkanovic is the power fighter.
Flat on his back. No damage.
Well, some nice tempted knees there by Mrkanovic. But you're right, Guy, it's Miller the one that's taking the fight to Mrkanovic, which is exactly the strategy he needs to use.
He just gave up a point to Houston for grabbing the back of the head, holding while he was throwing the knee.
I think Miller's going to be a little careful when he gets in there. He tends to go to the body, which leaves his head very exposed from Mrkanovic's hands.
Dusty Miller making the effort inside.
Yeah, like I said, Miller is doing what he needs to do. He knows he's going against a power puncher. He's backing this power puncher up. You know, even though Mrkanovic is landing those shots, they're not landing them moving forward. So there's a lot less power involved in that. So Miller's fighting a smart fight.
Oh, some nice hand combinations again from Mrkanovic. It's going to be interesting to see how his stamina holds up, throwing that much leather.
It'll also be, to be honest, it'll be interesting to see how the judges, you know, look at this. Do they look at the guy who's landing the more techniques or the guy who's establishing his will in the bout?
Absolutely. As we said, the judges really take notice of aggression, but like you point out, who are landing the most and most telling punches?
Under a minute to go, and these big guys still have a lot of fuel in the tank.
You know, it looks like Miller's starting to slow down. It is time, energy consuming. The strategy that Miller is doing, you know, and Mrkanovic has, again, got a penalty point for backing up into the red.
Yeah, as I say, Mrkanovic needs to really just keep the pressure on in the final seconds of this round if he's going to take the points. I think he's done enough so far, but Miller has still got a lot of heart. He's keeping that pressure on Mrkanovic. In fact, both of them going hell for leather.
Here we go out of the ring again, and another penalty point for Houston. They're going to be way ahead with just penalty points after this for Dusty Miller and a Houston crew.
Well, this is the difference with the WCL. This is where strategy of the team aspect of the game comes in there. And there's Mrkanovic falling out of the ring.
And no time left. And guess what? Another penalty point awarded to Houston. Fights over. And not necessarily the way Mrkanovic wanted this thing to go.
Dusty Miller again seen driving Mrkanovic back, sticking exactly to plan.
I landed more punches, but he took good punches.
Yeah.
I gotta give him that. He's got a hard hand.
Total gym replay. Mrkanovic, the winner in regular points, 13-12. But remember, all those penalty points. Miller, the victor. Houston staying in the game. The league championship. It all comes down to tonight inside the Frank Irwin Center. We welcome you back to Austin, Texas. Armin Mrkanovic now against Dusty Miller again, and Miller dominated Mrkanovic early in the first half.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Mrkanovic changes his strategy and doesn't back up as much as he did in the first round. Hopefully the coach has given him that advice.
Yeah, you can already tell. Instead of coming out with the big power punches, he started off with the jab. Again, Miller's going back to his same strategy of driving him out of bounds. There's a penalty for it.
Worked for him in the first round, so why would he change?
Yeah, and he got 4 points for that in the first half.
Look at that, Miller throwing hands and knees. Mrkanovic, though, coming back strong. He knows he's got to keep off the apron of that mat. There you go. He's already lost a point there for going back out of the ring.
Well, I think that one was for holding. That was for grabbing the neck like that. The holding call. But Armin is starting to get his distance down.
Oh, nice powerful. Look at that powerful hand from Mrkanovic there. Really doing some damage on Dusty Miller.
Mrkanovic and the Miami Force trying to rally back into this thing. They need attitude. The score doesn't tell the whole story. Miami seemingly fighting from behind.
Mrkanovic is in there. Look at the leather he's throwing. Miller just trying to hang on. Miller's got to be careful putting that head down like that. Mrkanovic likes those knees, and that's the biggest way to run into one of those. I think, Guy, it'll be interesting to see the endurance of Mrkanovic, because that's a lot of leather to be throwing. It's very anaerobic, and you need good recovery.
Yeah, he's fighting with his mouth open, so that means he's getting a little bit winded, and he should. He's throwing a tremendous amount of punching combinations here. Again, these are big guys. These are 195-pound guys. Oh, Dusty landed a very good right hand on that shot.
And Mrkanovic circling out at least he's doing a lot more circular moving in that, which is holding. Oh, beautiful right round kick to the head.
And coming up on a minute left, guys, and Dusty Miller has allowed Mrkanovic to take him out of his strategy.
Absolutely. Mrkanovic doing a wonderful job. He's a different fighter for this round.
Yeah, he made the adjustment. That's the mark of a good fighter, a guy who can make the adjustment. He knew he was getting pushed around the ring, and so he went back to a little more solid shots, leading with the hands instead of the kicks, and that's a good way to back your opponent up.
Look at the hands of Mrkanovic.
Very good techniques, but
he's got the endurance. Mrkanovic is hanging in there. There's only 41 seconds to go, and Mrkanovic is still throwing the leather necessary to win this round.
The entire season is on the line. Armin Mrkanovic there in the white for Miami. Took it on the chin in the first match, and he's doing everything he can to turn the tide for the Miami Force.
Miller in a lot of trouble here, Guy. I think he's got to pull something really out of the bag with 20 seconds left, but I don't see it coming.
Well, Mrkanovic has landed some good shots, so Miller, he's feeling it.
Absolutely.
He's definitely, and I'll tell you something, hats off to him. He is standing in there where he's not backing up. That's trademark of the WCL fighters. And, he's letting it go.
Yeah, both of them are showing incredible heart. They're real warriors in there.
There was awesome fight. There was no backing up out of these guys. You can see that they're, their admiration for each other on this one.
He stunned me pretty early in the round, and he just outworked me. Plain outworked me in that last half of that round. Yeah,
Miller's just doing his best to just hang in there, trying to cover up. He's throwing very wide and missing Mrkanovic.
Again, like I said, a mark of a good fighter is the one who can make the adjustment from the first fight to the second fight.
Mrkanovic this time around, thank you very much. 15-9 had the penalties in for Miller in Houston. They get 11, but Miami now leapfrog.